We're live at Hofstra University where Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are set to take the stage. It'll be in just about an hour and a half. And I'm joined now by, well, Trump supporter and legendary Indiana University basketball coach Bob Knight and Texas Tech University and West Point, and the list goes on. But
well, you know, West Point was special.
You bet.
I wasn't able to do something in the military. I was in there for a soldier, but I might have been the worst soldier in Army history. But the opportunity to be that close to our Army and help in that way that I did, the thing that I remember most and appreciate most was being at West Point.
And I've known you for a while, and you have said that throughout. And you've built your extraordinary career on a lot of the values that are inculcated at West Point and make you the fellow that you are.
Well, that's nice of you to say. And you have been in your profession where I don't have a whole lot of favorite people.
This is going to be a compliment. I hope this is a compliment.
And you are one of those few, maybe, and no question, the top of those few. And you know that. You know what my relationship with you has been.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. And I also know there's a very, very, very much a lower bar for my profession. And by the way, I might on a given evening agree with you about how low that bar ought to be. But it's great to have you here. You were one of the very first stars. You're a different kind of star. You're a legend. But to step out when you did early for Donald Trump impressed me. It's impressed a lot of folks. When a lot of people kind of holding back, you step forward. We've seen you do that throughout your life.
You know, it was kind of simple for me to do that, and I'll tell you how. I always thought when I was coaching that it was my responsibility to give our players the tools to win the game. I couldn't just simply say, boys, here's who we're going to play, let's win. We're playing against a team that has a great press. We have to be able to beat the press. We're playing against another team that has tremendous offensive rebounding. We got to beat that, but that's my responsibility. We have problems here, and I've got to be the problem solver. And so my education was history and government at Ohio State, and so I've always been interested in what happens in presidential years. And I started looking around, and very quickly I came up with Donald Trump. And the reason I came up with him from my standpoint was that the guy is not national, he's international. He's been all over the world, and people everywhere know him. He's gotten jobs for people everywhere. He's had businesses everywhere. But here's the key. In everything that he's done, like any of them, I don't care whether it's Ford or Westinghouse or whatever big corporation, problems arise. Right. And right now, this next president is going to inherit a lot of problems.
Oh, a heap of problems.
And it has to be somebody that's got the guts and the determination and the intelligence to wipe those problems out and let's get us going again. And to me, as I've studied it, maybe somebody else comes up with a different answer. But with me, the answer best that I see by far is Donald Trump.
There's some folks here who think that answer is Hillary Clinton. She's brought in somebody to sit in the front row. As if, I guess the purpose would be to rattle Donald Trump. Bringing in Mark Cuban. He does something with basketballs too, at least down in Dallas.
I don't even know what he does, but I would think in these circumstances, I would think that with Donald Trump and what I think he's capable of doing, and I'll go back, you didn't mention a couple of things, but I will. Two things. Number one, in a Donald Trump administration, there's never going to be another Benghazi. There are never going to be 4 Americans hanging out over there somewhere without anybody going to rescue those people. That'll never happen with Trump. Another thing that'll never happen is money from foreign countries coming into somebody and then using it for their own purposes. Those things are not going to happen with Donald Trump. And I think those two things happening as they did should be an answer to a lot of people in what should take place in this election.
Coach, we appreciate you taking the time. As always, a great pleasure to see you.
I appreciate the opportunity not just to be with you, but to hopefully tell people maybe a little bit more about Donald Trump than they're aware of.
All right. Well, we're going to be aware of a lot more after this evening. It's going to be quite a debate. Bob Knight, thank you so much, Coach.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it as always.
Thank you. Thank you.